Hello. I just want to drop in today to talk about a problem that I'm seeing all the time. My name is Lisa Kilgore. I'm a registered holistic nutritionist and the founder of the Adrenal Fatigue Code. And the reason why I want to talk to you today is because I'm seeing symptoms of exhaustion constantly every single day, but I'm also feeling and seeing the guilt of that. Everybody else can do this, why can't I? And the truth is that we're all exhausted and we're all really struggling to get through this. We wake up in the morning tired. We start the day tired, but we start the day with a list of things that we have to do. So we get out of bed because who knows if I'm going to be able to finish them. And then we rush through our days. We rush through our mornings. We rush through our work days, just trying to get it all done. And what comes with that is a whole pile of forgetfulness. We forget what we were doing. We forget where we were going. And then we're thinking like, okay, what's wrong with me? Why can't I remember? And forgetfulness comes with this go, go, go lifestyle. It's simply a symptom. So don't worry too much about it. We need to kind of create some balance, but your forgetfulness will go away. And we spend all day just waiting for the end of the day. And at the end of the day, wow, wine looks fantastic. And the reason why a glass of wine or a drink at the end of the day feels so good to us is that we finally get to lower our cortisol levels. Our cortisol is high all day long in this rush. We are overstimulated for the whole day, and a bit of alcohol actually pulls us into the relaxed mode. So your body is asking for this thing that can really help. But what's really underlying all of this is these high cortisol levels. So symptoms of high cortisol is like a constant spinning brain. Your brain is always thinking of something. You wake up in the middle of the night with all of these worries and thoughts in your head. Your brain is always going. It's hard to even just be in the moment because of that. Coffee then or other caffeine feels fantastic with high cortisol because it boosts it up even further. But high cortisol can lead to weight around our waist. So if you've added a few extra pounds, usually 5 to 10 pounds, that can be from these high cortisol levels. And then they only come down when we relax. And so we can relax in many different ways, but frequently our body looks for wine to relax, or whatever your favorite alcohol is. Eventually our body can't keep up, and then our cortisol stays really low. And so some of you watching this have moved through the high cortisol levels, and now you're at low cortisol. So symptoms of low cortisol is never feeling awake in the day. It might take you hours and hours to get that groggy, cobwebby feeling out of your head in the morning. Your blood pressure is low, your salt cravings are through the roof. And sometimes with low cortisol, you can get this giant boost of energy late at night around 9 to 10 p.m. and you finally feel normal. And these are all signs that your adrenals are getting tired and your adrenals could use some help. So a few things to do that can get your energy back right away is to be eating regularly. So I'm going to share, I think, 4 tips on how to find balance. And the first one is don't use cortisol to deal with hunger. So if you are going 5, 6, 7, 8 hours in a day without eating, say lunch is at noon and you're not eating until 7 p.m., you're using excess cortisol. And especially in the late afternoon when your cortisol naturally goes down, you're now using extra, and we can't afford that. So having a snack in the afternoon, making sure that your window between breakfast and lunch is no more than 4 hours, and then having a 4 p.m. snack can make such a difference. Number 2, if you are a fan of salt, eat more salt. If you're craving salt, have sea salt, unless your doctor has told you otherwise. When we increase the sea salt in our diet, we can make a huge difference in our blood pressure. It can come up a bit and we can just feel better. So if you're craving sea salt, have more sea salt. And then ironically, and I'm sorry about this one, but tip number 3 is to lower your caffeine level a little bit. So if you are normally having 3, 4 cups of coffee or tea or whatever caffeinated, try to cut that in half, because caffeine eventually can drain your energy. And if you get no boost whatsoever from any of the caffeine you're having, that means your cortisol is really, really low. Just stop all caffeine and you will feel better. Just give it a week. It's not a fun week, and I'm sorry about that. And then the last tip, and kind of the easiest one, at least where I live, I'm in British Columbia in Canada. I left the city to move to nature, and the reason I did that is that my body responds really well to it. So anytime you can be out among trees and lakes and mountains or whatever is beautiful, you can immediately bring down your cortisol levels. So what I do when I'm working at home is I come out here. This is my backyard, and I spend time with the lake, and I spend time with the trees, and I immediately relax. It can take 2 minutes, and suddenly it's like, oh, now I can think. Or I go for a walk, and I do this when I'm procrastinating, when my head is spinning so much I'm not getting anything done. And that's when I really go outside and I spend 10 minutes, even though I don't think I have time, and all of a sudden everything I needed to do happens so much easier. When we bring our cortisol levels down, our bodies function better, our brains function better. So you don't need to be in that high stimulated, high energy state all day to get things done. Time works better and easier when you're feeling a bit more calm. If you'd like to find out where you are on the adrenal fatigue code, check out the link below, and I'm going to put a link for a quiz, really fast quiz, so you can see where you're sitting. And stay tuned on this channel, because there's going to be a lot more information coming out on how to help rebalance your energy. My name is Lisa Kilgore. I'm a registered holistic nutritionist, and I will see you again soon. Bye-bye.